Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here for our Mother's Day weekend live chat. I'm Tracy Dutton, and I am sitting here with 4 generations of women in my family. I've got my grandmother, Carmen Kozlowski, and we call her Mammy. And I've got my mother, Carol Kozlowski Every, and my 3 daughters, Kyndall, Karmen, and Kylie. And so today we just wanted to gather, I wanted to gather everybody to the table to celebrate moms and daughters. I have 2 wonderful role models of women in business who have taught me really how to balance working and running a business and also be a mother and balance family and keep the family values. And of course, I have my 3 daughters who are also role models, and I'm very grateful for because they have given me the title of mom, and it's actually the best title that I've ever had, and I think that I will have. And some of the things that I thought of some questions for us to have kind of just a casual conversation today, are some questions that I normally just in an everyday conversation wouldn't ask my mom or my grandmother or even my girls, because sometimes they would say, okay, Mom, why are you asking me that question? That's weird. So I thought that maybe today I would take this opportunity to ask you girls some questions as well, so we can just all kind of just have a fun little chat. And my first question actually, Mom, is going to be to you.
Okay.
And what has it been like to work with both your mother and your daughter? Because I went to work with you growing up, and I have some great memories of working along with you, traveling with you, and then also being and spending all my time during the summer with Mammy on the ranch and spending the night at your house. And so how's it been for you to be able to work with both of us?
Well, it's been rewarding, and it continues to be rewarding. I grew up working with my mother because I was born into an agricultural family, and so I always worked with my mother. And then when I got married and had you, I decided to come back to the family farm, and that was equally as rewarding. When I was growing up, my mother taught me to love agriculture, and she taught me how to work hard, and then always at the end of the day look back and appreciate your accomplishments and see what you have done. And then when I had you, I was able to bring you, and hopefully I was able to share all those virtues.
Oh, you definitely have. Oh, you definitely have. Both of you have. I mean, a lot of the things I do today, and some of the things that I, talk to the girls about, and the little things that you've said over the years, it's stuck with me, and I utilize those tools today to everything that I do. And we'll be able to take questions from anybody if anyone has some questions here at the end. And one of the things I think is really great, Mammy, is that you started Kozlowski Farms in 1949 with Pa, who was my grandfather, who passed away in the early 80s. And so you have accomplished a lot, and you have some pretty amazing stories to tell. And one of them being Julia Child was in your kitchen in the early 80s and baked raspberry bread with you. I mean, that's a really neat thing, and was on Good Morning America, national television. Better Homes and Gardens came and, showcased your home and the family farm. And those are some great memories that I actually have, and some amazing accomplishments. But here you are from 1949 to today, 71 years later, and you've got 4 generations still sitting here with you.
I know.
And you're on social media live.
That's amazing.
One of the things you always used to say is, oh, well, I just came from the horse and buggy days, so I don't know any of this stuff.
She learned pretty quick.
You did. You always used to say
I
that.
used to say that, yeah.
And I think I'm starting to say that too, to my kids. So how do you feel?
Well, how can I not be proud? And especially we're a bunch of women together. Aren't we something else?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been so rewarding, but it was just everyday life. And we just got up every day and put in an honest day's work, and those days it was just a matter of making a living. We weren't asking for any great rewards or anything. It's just something that we did.
It's something I think you learned from your parents too.
Well, I probably
You were
did.
born into
I
agriculture.
was born into agriculture. My parents were immigrants from Spain, and they came here without knowing the language. They did very well.
Yeah.
Our family farm is still up and going.
It's pretty amazing. It's really, really amazing. And to have, the girls here are sixth generation on the Dutton side of the family and fifth generation on the Kozlowski side of the family, still here in Sonoma County. And our families have always kind of been able to cross over in agriculture and in a lot of community things. And I know Kyndall being, my oldest child and the firstborn grandchild and firstborn great grandchild, I know you have a lot of really great memories. And so what would be your fondest or your greatest memory of kind of being able to understand and bridge that your family's kind of everywhere?
Yeah. My fondest memory would be the Grounds and Apple Fair every year, especially when I got to run around with the sisters between the Kozlowski farm booth and the Dutton Ranch booth, to mom pouring the wine and the wine tent, and just seeing everyone. And I mean, everyone there was family.
Oh,
Yeah, we would go set up the Dutton Ranch booth and run over to Kozlowski Farms and grab an apple fritter, and then run back, and then run back over to you guys.
Yeah,
And say, do you need help? Do you need help with money, counting the money? Because Mammy taught us how to count money.
she did.
Well,
She always let us do that.
I have
Always
to
let us.
tell you that you always did the same thing that your mother did, because your mother went to her first Grounds and Apple Fair when she was 2 years old. And she even won the junior pie baking contest with her mammy.
I remember doing that, and you were there baking all the pies, and then you helped me pretty much put together the pie. And I think what I did to make the pie was that, well, you won the contest, Mammy, but I just went and I took gobs of dough and I decorated the top of the pie with gobs of dough.
Sounds like
I
my
did more than that.
That was a lot of fun. So Kylie, you are going to be a winemaker.
Yeah.
And what made you decide that that's what you wanted to do to continue on with the family business?
Well, I've always had an interest in wine when I was younger, and when I was little. I think it was because you and Dad and everyone, the rest of our family were so open to, I was intrigued by the wine, so you guys let me kind of explore it and smell it, and you would all ask me questions like, what do you smell? You could take a little sip, like, what do you taste? And so I think that kind of helped with develop a like for wine. And then 3 years ago when I graduated from college, I kind of wasn't sure where I wanted to go in the family business, and so I just you suggested to do a harvest internship with Bobby, and I loved it out there, and I thought it was a lot of fun, and I was like, yeah, I can do this. So
You love the cellar.
I do love the cellar.
You're doing a good job, that's for sure, having fun with it. And Carmen, congratulations, because you just finished your freshman year of college yesterday. Officially finished it. So, there's absolutely and honestly, there's no pressure to be in the family business. And I always encourage you girls to, follow your own path, and you make your own dreams. And so, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
So hopefully in 10 years, I'll be working here for the family business, after I have, really developed my skills as a leader somewhere else. I'm hoping to go, work for another big company, maybe in San Francisco or something, just to, really develop my skills as a leader and just, kind of still have fun. But yeah, then hopefully in 10 years, I'll be back here at the winery, helping improve the family business and growing upon it.
I look forward to 10 years. Definitely do. So, Mammy, you live where your business is. It's literally your home is 200 yards from the Kozlowski Farms retail store and the offices. It was a year-round business, open 7 days a week.
Yes.
You also hosted most of the holidays when I was growing up. So you had, and your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren pretty much came to work with their parents and every single day. So you had your entire family, 3 generations in your home for a couple meals a day. A lot of moms would probably be overwhelmed by that. But how did you do it?
Well,
And how did it make you feel?
It was my way of life, and it's something that I got up in the morning, and that's what I did.
She knew how to dictate the
Oh,
things
yeah.
too.
Yes.
Carol, are you cooking dinner tonight?
Oh, well, you need help. You can't do it by yourself.
No.
It takes a lot of cooperation, a lot of
Yeah.
people working together. And I have to say that they were all well behaved.
Everybody was well behaved, huh?
They were well behaved.
Well, I'm glad because you used to let me do whatever I wanted to do, and that's why I wanted to come stay with you all the time.
But
It was
it was
fun.
never anything mischievous. The grandparents side.
Well, I know that we all had a lot of fun adventures with you, Mammy.
Absolutely.
A lot of
Kylie
fun
and I
times.
had a secret garden.
Yes.
That
We still have a
we
secret garden.
think- Yeah, we don't let anybody in.
Yeah, no one knows where it is. It's very hidden.
And then we have Carmen and Karmen here too, which is,
Yeah.
I think, a pretty special thing.
Yeah,
too.
that
I
is
love that.
very special, very special.
Yeah.
And I also had the privilege of being responsible for their religious training.
Yes. Yeah.
And
You
so
did.
I did. And
All the girls. You
yes,
took them to church
I
every
took them to
Sunday.
church.
All
and
of
I
them.
took them to instructions.
Yes.
And so they have a nice, well-balanced life.
Well, it was something special that you did with them, and they looked forward to
I
it,
did, I
to
did.
spending
And we
Sundays with you.
I did.
We looked forward to lunch with the girls after
Oh,
church.
yeah.
That was the best part.
Because they let you do anything you want.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. You
Yeah.
didn't need anything.
And one day, Kylie might have been 5 or so, and she says, "I'm paying today. I have a card."
Cute. That's super
Well,
cute.
Kendall was always our worker, no matter what needed to be
Yes.
done.
That's
Yeah.
true.
She would just do anything that we asked her to do.
Be like our little Snow White.
Yes, she
I had
was.
my brim and I sucked the pine needles
You
off.
did.
Mammy's porch all the time.
Yes,
That was my
you
favorite.
You did. You totally
You
did.
love to keep busy, and you still do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
So speaking of work and work ethic, and hard work, Mom, in the 80s, in the early 80s, is when you decided with your siblings that you were going to take Kozlowski Farms from the local retail mom and pop fruit side stand to the national level of distribution, the jams and the jellies, and make the pies commercially for other stores and things like that. And I was very young, still in grammar school, when you decided to do this. And in looking back, the 80s were challenging times for women to emerge as business leaders. And I never really appreciated that until I had my own business and I had to kind of go in there and make presentations and things like that, and balance my family. And what advice would you, and it was harder for you then as it is for women today, so what advice would you give the girls?
Oh, they've already started there. They have a good foothold on everything. They're strong women already, and that was one of the things that I think I had to learn to be a little bit more back in the 80s because I came from a